so far so good. I'm enjoying the process, and who knows? It's supposed to, like I just said, it's supposed to keep going. So me being an insufferable is still very much in play.
Hey guys, since 1975, Miller Lite has been the go-to beer to fill up the cooler when it's a good day to grill. Stock up today for the grill season ahead. It's Miller time. Miller Lite is brewed for taste. Simply put, it just hits different, especially at the grill, surrounded by friends. The original light beer since 1975 and still iconic 50 years later. I was on the grill Memorial Day weekend. I posted it.
Yeah.
Had my Miller ready. Had my Ditka Polish sausage, was fantastic, by the way. Weber, we were all ready to go, and it's just the Miller accompanying all that was just such a centerpiece.
That is one of the great pairings in the entire world, is just beer and barbecue.
Yeah.
Yes.
The heat off the grill, and then you kind of quench it with the cold Miller Lite. That's, if you want to feel like a man, just stand out there and flip burgers while drinking Miller Lite.
It gets hot by that grill.
Yeah.
You need to stay hydrated. Miller Lite is that beer. Miller Lite, the official beer of the Chicago Bears. Go to MillerLite.com/stretch to find delivery options near you, or you can pick up some Miller Lite pretty much anywhere that they sell beer. Cheers to 50 years of Miller time. Celebrate responsibly. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. 96 calories and 3.2 carbs per 12 ounces. Welcome to the stretch. Kind of back in the dog days, it feels.
Hair's looking wavy, Eddie.
Is it?
Yeah, it looks good.
You got like the little Joe Burrow bank hanging.
You got the little flip going.
Do I?
Yeah.
Well.
I wasn't with you guys last week for Memorial Day, so I missed you guys. I came with a gift.
Oh,
Okay.
really?
Yeah, I came with a gift for my guy, White Sox Dave.
Oh, I kind of know what
got
this
here?
is.
I was at the game. I went to the Cubs game on Saturday and Sunday, and I was walking out on Sunday, and my kids. I was walking out. My kids wanted to take the train home because they love the train. So my wife took the kids, and I went to go get my car, and I saw this shirt, and I bought it for you, and it looks so cool. Look at this. Isn't that a nice shirt?
Yeah.
Do you accept?
I don't.
Why? It's a nice
That's
shirt.
thoughtful, Dan.
It is thoughtful, but
It's a cool shirt. Pope Leo.
For people listening, it says not even the Pope can save the socks.
You don't like the shirt.
I don't like it.
Why?
It's not the bomber jacket, for one. And for
Bomber jacket, we missed our window. We're going to have to do that in the fall.
yeah, that's true.
Why don't you like the shirt?
I think he doesn't like the shirt because he was at the game.
Oh.
Yeah, I think that's what you're getting at right now. I was trying to put it into words. I was not at the game. I was not.
Did you see that?
No. Oh, that was
you-
on Saturday.
Saturday?
That was Saturday and Sunday. I bought this shirt on Sunday. Yeah, you were at the game. You were sitting
I
right
wasn't
by
at
me.
the game.
You do not accept this shirt?
Accept it, Dave.
I'll accept it. I got to think about
Thank
wearing
you.
it though. Thank you, Dan.
No,
I was very thoughtful.
I know you would hate it. I just for some reason I was walking out and the guy was just sitting there looking so sad, not selling any of them, and I was just like,
You got suckered.
no, I didn't get suckered. He literally was just standing there. I was like, this is the dumbest shirt that they like make so quickly.
Yeah.
I was like, I'll just get it for Dave, and he'll be like, have to accept it, even though it's an insult shirt.
It's
one wash.
Of course it's an insult.
It's an insult shirt.
I just wanted to give you an insult shirt. And,
Hey,
and
you're just always
push
on,
you to-
you're always on Dan's mind.
that's facts.
That is the compliment I take the most out of it. However,
I was like,
is
hey,
it
my
an
friend.
insult if it's true?
Well, we don't know if it's true.
No.
Yeah.
We got some years to
I'm
figure it
pretty
out.
positive. Like,
He
you
already-
know how in the Titanic he's like, God himself can't sink this ship in the beginning of the movie?
Yeah.
God himself can't save this organization.
Have you, Eddie? Have you had one of the T-shirt guys on Dog Walk before?
Yeah, we've
That are
had-
outside the stadium?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, you got to.
Yeah.
We've
We've had Joe on.
Yeah, we've
I
had
love
other
them just
shirts.
because
Yeah.
their creativity is never a top. It's all about speed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like I saw the other one. I think it was Saturday. Was just like Packers go to Diddy parties.
Yeah, I
And
did
it's
saw
like,
that too.
What?
Yes.
What? I don't even.
It's so
Like the whole team goes.
Yes.
I don't really.
I got a question.
I
for
remember
you.
when they used to just rip off our shirts.
Yeah. That's,
Well, that's
and
the-
vice versa.
yeah.
Obvious,
A little bit.
Obvious is a real legitimate company. Then I think they just rip off theirs.
Oh yeah, I'm not talking about obvious.
Yeah,
obviously.
that's-
Joe's the
yeah,
man.
yeah.
Yeah. I'm talking about the guys who are
Yep.
literally like holding them
Yeah.
and selling those instantly.
They take
Yes.
advantage. How many? I mean, you said you're with your family. How many Miller Lights did you throw back that day?
I did not have any.
Okay, so
I had to
but
work on Sunday.
my point is, I think they take advantage of drunk people outside the stadium. They're like, oh, I'll totally wear that shirt that says Diddy on it, and then like the next day they're like, oh fuck.
Well, and they take
I bought
advantage
this.
of guys who have really good friends.
Yeah, that
They
too.
just,
That too.
can't
Yeah,
stop
but
thinking about
You're the
it.
exception to the
Yeah,
rule, though.
that's true.
Here's the thing, though. I think
He gave me a deal too, which was it was the saddest thing ever. I was like, "How much for the shirt?" And he was like, "Usually 25, but for you, I'll make it 20." I was like, "Dude, we don't have to to this.
That's
like,
20% off.
You can just tell me it's 25 or $20.
yeah.
Like, it's 40.
We don't have to do this. I was like, I had my wallet out. I was like, I'm gonna pay whatever it is.
Whatever you
I
said.
love a haggle though.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was just like he like went through the motions, and I was like, okay, cool.
That's always been, I think, would be an awesome bet within the group. And I forgot what it was, but I tried to throw that on us, where someone has to stand outside and sell T-shirts for.
Oh
series.
I
man,
mean, we basically did that to Nicky Smoke.
Yeah,
last
he
year.
did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It didn't.
Didn't he sell a good amount of those too?
I think so.
I think so.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think
Yeah.
he
Like
did.
$5,000 or something.
yeah.
Oh, $5,000 shirts.
Yeah.
Total shirts. Yeah.
The thing about those shirts, though, is I think we over expect is not the right word about people's humors. Like there are people that think that's like really funny.
The Diddy ones.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there are some of them are funny.
Yeah.
The Diddy one, just like I was just staring, it's like, who's gonna wear that?
Yeah.
Imagine buying that Diddy one in May.
Yeah, well, I just love the idea of being like news item, Packers suck.
Yeah.
Bang.
Bang.
Yeah.
That's a shirt.
Shirts gets made.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
We
But
should
honestly,
submit it to Pilar and see what she says.
yeah,
We should. We
To
should.
fuck with her.
Yeah.
we make this.
Yeah.
But that guy did look like you.
He did.
That was crazy.
It was nuts.
he was like 30. That was me in like 2020.
Yes.
So for
Yeah,
people
you're
who don't
skinny
know,
now, Dave.
yeah, people don't know what we're talking about. There was a guy who looked exactly like Dave, wearing a Cubs jersey and hat in right field. It was right field along the wall on Saturday, and he had like kind of a fan interference moment. And they showed him later on. It looked like Dave. It was Bizarro World White Sox.
He had the aviators, the backwards hat, like MLB hat, and
Probably not as good
beard.
hair.
Yeah.
probably
true.
not as good.
Your hair's
right
looking
now.
awesome now.
It is.
Let's see. 6
I
month
can't.
update.
It's guy. I just looked. It's bad.
He tweeted
I-
it out.
I
Oh,
want
you
to see
didn't
it on
see
the
it?
show.
Yeah,
No.
yeah.
Oh, it's good.
Yeah,
Yeah?
it's good. It's
And
good.
it was to the point where, remember we talked like 2 months ago, I was like, man, it looks good, but I always wonder if it looked decent, but you just had the wrong hairstyle. Like you'd kind of squirrel it.
I have the
bit.
exact same. He cuts it. The
Well, I don't
exact same
think
he's ever cut it.
you think that the comb over was the wrong hairstyle.
I think him
but
trying
a
to
comb
hide
over
it.
is.
I was never trying to hide it though.
Oh,
That's just how he cut it.
Well, yeah, no,
Dave,
the way you
Dave,
styled it, you were trying to hide it for sure.
Dave, you were trying to hide a little,
I wasn't trying to
a
hide
little
it.
bit
That's-
of it,
I wasn't
a
trying to.
tiny bit of it,
I-
You were
there was
making do with what
little-
you had.
a little bit.
That's
You were
That's hiding it.
That's
Yeah.
not hiding it though. I wasn't like, oh, I gotta hide my bald head when I comb my hair. It's just
No, I don't think you consciously thought about it, but you put it away.
So if I'm not consciously thinking about it, then how am I?
What do you
subconsciously hiding it, yeah.
Yeah, but it's
Yeah,
like,
maybe.
of course, like everyone styles their hair to look good. You were just doing the best with what you had.
Yeah.
Like you
That was
consciously
hiding.
made it to a point where the hair covered the most of your head as possible.
Do we now that we've seen this 6 month update? Which looking at the picture now, it does look great. Do you still think you might have looked better bald?
Maybe. I can do that though.
Well,
I
he's
can do
doing
that
the
when
Dustin Poirier soon, right?
Yeah, maybe. I considered it, but I for this because this was like the first time you could cut it, the 6 month mark, instead of just like trimming around the edges. And I did consider that, but I want to give it a little more time. It's supposed to start filling out 6 to 9 months. They said the most, right?
Yeah, something like that.
I will
So-
also say you're so far less obnoxious with hair than I anticipated.
Yeah.
I thought you would be.
I also wanted to do the Vincent Vega, and then I realized that was probably, even if I wanted to, I couldn't do that, and that's where I would have been like obnoxious, just massive troll. And
Yeah.
now it's just like a normal head of hair. So what am I gonna really troll about? you
Yeah,
know?
I'm not bald anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Balding.
Yeah. Whatever.
But
line you wanna draw.
so we had one of our bald stool guys go mega viral, Sam, for his 6 month update. He had like 6.5 million views on
hell yes.
TikTok.
Yeah.
Yeah, crazy viral with his update. So far so good. I'm enjoying the process. And who knows? It's supposed to, like I just said, it's supposed to keep going. So me being an insufferable prick is still very much in play.
Great.
Are you a medium or a large shirt?
Large.
Okay,
I think
good.
you're probably
got
a
you large.
medium, though.
I can squeeze into a medium now, and it's
I
like,
got you a large.
yeah, I can.
Good move.
I can't be a medium guy though. That's a shrimp. I don't want to be a shrimp.
You can't be a shrimp.
I don't want to be a shrimp.
No.
It's just a medium.
Yeah.
That's a shrimp. If you're a man and you wear a medium, you're a shrimp.
That's
Is that
That's a
true,
fact.
right?
That's a
Yeah.
fact.
It's true.
I mean, you used to call Danny just a twink.
He is a twink.
Yeah. He's a little medium twink. Yeah.
What do you guys want to get to first? Blackhawks hired a coach.
Yeah.
You had Alec Martinez on Friday. I still don't know a ton about him besides when it was with the Red Wings, the results were not great.
I am spinning it in my head that he is such a good coach that even though they are horrible the whole time, he never got fired. He was there for 7 years. He had the worst record in the league, still never got fired. I can't find anyone to say something negative about him. I watched an hour-long, like, deep internet USA hockey, like, coaching seminar with him. I like him. I think he's the right hire, the right level of experience. He's coached junior, he's coached college, so he's like good with young kids. And I hope that he's allowed to coach and coach hard. Like Martinez was on saying, like, yeah, like he can be a fucking asshole, which I think the Blackhawks need. And he's all about like fundamentals and like kind of like first principles. Like what was the Ben Johnson thing? No block, no rock.
Yep.
I think there's like a lot of like similarities with that, where it's like if you're not playing the right way, you're not playing. And we got a lot of guys, especially 98, who just have bad habits. So if he can drill that out of them, and then talks about being like a high pressure team, meaning we're going to use our speed. We're just going to be like flies on shit on loose pucks and guys that with pucks. The Hawks now, like this young group coming up, like Oliver Moore might be the fastest guy. One of the faster guys in the league. Same with Nazar. Mikheyev is like that too. So they're going to be able to forecheck. They're going to be fun. They're still going to be bad next year, but it does feel like a good hire for them.
Now-
What number choice was he?
So they had all their eggs in the David Carl basket, who was the coach at University of Denver. I was never big on him. He's like
Was he Rudy's coach?
assistant coach.
Okay.
Yeah. And so Jim Montgomery, who's the coach of the Blues, was the head coach, and David Carl was the assistant. So I didn't like the idea of a guy learning how to coach in the NHL while trying to coach guys who are learning how to play in the NHL. So I was always like a little, I don't know, like nervous about that, but they went hard for him. He ultimately decided on not going to the NHL. He went back to Denver, and he had offers from Anaheim, like all sorts of people, and he stayed put. And I think that was like you dodge a bullet a little bit. And then I think once he said no, I think they were like, well, we don't have a plan B. In fact, I know they didn't have a plan B. So then they started interviewing different guys. So was he their number 2 choice? He might have been. So I'm cautiously optimistic about the hire.
Now you said no ball, no rock is kind of his
No block, no rock.
no block, no rock. I'm sorry. Kind of like a similar mantra that he has. Do you think he'll have the balls to actually sit Bedard when Bedard fucks up?
I don't. It's one of those things like you hear like Luke Richardson, who got fired last year, and Anders, like they were handcuffed a little bit when it came to that. So if he's allowed to coach, I think he will have the balls to do it. And it's like we had Maroon on here, and he was saying like when John Cooper had Kucherov, if Kucherov started playing a little bit loose, you'd be like, you're sitting. Like he's the best player in the league, or one of them. So if Cooper's willing to do that, and Blashill was on that staff, then like if Kucherov can be made to sit, then anybody can.
What kind of timeline does this give Davidson now? Because you typically you don't get 3 coaches really, right?
Yeah, I mean he came in and fired. This is like technically his 5th because he inherited Colleton, then he had Derek King, then he had Richardson, then he had Anders, and now he's got Blashill. So I don't know. It's like. They went in with eyes open when they were starting, like, we are tearing it down to the studs, and it's going to take a while. And I don't think, like, the pressure is being – I don't think he's on the hot seat.
No, because that would be my question is he didn't make the right move the last time. He had an in-season fire, and Colleton's not his fault. He didn't hire Colleton, but he hired Richardson.
Yeah.
So –
yeah, and that's one of those things where it's like the roster is so fucking bad.
Yeah.
Where it's like, and they're still in the teardown process. Like when Richardson got there, he still had Taves and Kane. Like that feels like so long.
Long
it does.
time.
Yeah.
crazy.
And then Seth Jones, and like they
died with Colleton in my brain for some reason.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, they did, but yeah. So I like it. I think I'm excited for the season. If they play the way that he says they're going to play, they're still going to be bad. But as long as they're like, and this is what I've always said, like I don't even care if they win a game. I just want to see them playing the right way, which they didn't do hardly at all last year. So when you have all these young guys coming up, if they are all bought into what he's preaching, I think they'll be a difficult team to play against. Where in the past, it's like, well, let's have our rookie party. Let's have our, our big team dinner. We'll rip it up in Chicago, show up kind of hungover and win 5-2.
Yeah.
I don't think that'll be the thing anymore.
Has it been like thought of as a weird hire around the league? Like, are people surprised by it?
It's like, it's a weird hire around the internet, not a weird hire around the league. So if you talk to people who like play in the NHL or played for him or, there's plenty of people have great things to say. Then you look on the internet, people are like, like he had one playoff year and the worst team ever in Detroit. And so there's factions of the internet who are like, what the fuck? And then, but like hockey people are typically on board.
Okay.
Now,
that's good.
In Detroit, you said he's hyper focused on like the little things in the sport. When you were watching from your eye, and obviously I don't think at the time you were looking like, oh, he's going to be the future Black, but did you notice when watching, even though they were so bad, the Red Wings still played like a technical
yeah, I mean, they were fucking horrible, but they would, I think he was pragmatic there, which is why some people are like shitting on it, because like they didn't have any skill. So it'd be like if he took over in 18 when Colleton did, and then has been here for 7 years. So while they were doing the teardown, and they never had the lottery luck, but like he got a lot out of Mo Sider. He was like Dylan Larkin's guy, and they just did a lot of dump and chase. Like they were boring to watch, but it's like, what do you want them to do?
Yeah,
like they don't have the guy, they don't have the horses to play like an attractive style, and didn't try to force it. He's like, this is our best shot at being competent. Like we'll be super sound defensively.
Yeah, but they're the worst team they've been in like 30 years.
They had like that COVID year. They were like, they should have had the number 1 pick. Like they were by far the worst team in the league.
Miserable.
And then I think they ended up picking 4th. Like the lottery just fucked them.
Yeah.
So they were bad, but I don't think you could have had Scotty Bowman or Jesus Christ in there. It would have been a
Dylan Larkin and a bunch of
nobody's.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly. All right. Well, I guess we'll
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
Hey guys, let's pause and talk about Ghost. The flavor of the summer is here. The all-new Ghost Energy Iced Tea Lemonade.
It's
bursting.
so good.
Yeah, it is. It's a good one. Pour it over some ice. It's good stuff. I like the can too. I just love the aesthetic of the can.
Yeah.
Nothing could beat that tropical mango in front of you.
That's your favorite?
Yeah.
It looks like, what was the Will Ferrell basketball movie?
Oh, yeah. Tropic Thunder.
Tropic,
It does
yeah,
kind of look
yeah.
like that. You're right. So it's bursting with a lemonade and finishing with a smooth, sweet tea flavor. The can is the perfect ride along all summer long. We'll be sipping it, obviously, on the golf course, just here at work to kind of, do these pods. All over, really. So
I will be slamming it before this basketball challenge we have tomorrow.
Yeah, you'll need that.
We'll be here
late
all night. Yeah.
Barstool After Dark tomorrow.
Yep.
Tune in. Chief's doing it.
Dave's doing it too.
Are you? Good. Make sure you guys have your Ghost ready. You got to be up late. One more time. Fully transparent, fully loaded, feel good energy, 0 sugars, no artificial flavors, 200 milligrams of natural caffeine. It is now sold nationwide for a limited time only. Don't sleep on this epic new flavor. Go get your energy iced tea lemonade by Ghost. Guys, Chevy Drive Chicago, it's a new season, but it's always truck season at your local Chevy dealer. ChevyDriveChicago.com is all the information you need to research your future truck and locate a dealer near you. Maybe you're looking for something a little smaller for Summer Street parking. The Chevy lineup of SUVs has it all. Great styles at great prices. You'll look good and feel good about what you're driving. If an EV is what you need, your local Chevy dealer is ready to take you for a test drive and show you all of the latest technology in these top-tier electric SUVs.
They're great. Summer's road trip season, I might take it all the way to Charleston for 4th of July.
Oh,
yeah.
that'd be cool.
There you go.
You got the room for it.
Definitely do.
Yeah.
So
You gonna take the pooch?
I think so. I think
That'll be
that's
cool.
part of the
Oh,
experience. So that's, otherwise I would fly. But that's going to be like a little 16-hour drive.
And you could do it.
I absolutely can.
Reliable car.
Yep.
So go do it. Head to ChevyDriveChicago.com to learn more and find your dealer today. Cubs are still awesome. 9-3 since we last recorded. Absolutely shitting on bad teams.
15-5.
But that's good.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Like they didn't last year. Remember, they just couldn't like make headway against bad teams, and now they're just doing what they should be doing, winning series against bad teams.
Yep.
I don't think they're good for playing the Rockies and beating the Rockies, but I do think if you sweep the Rockies, like that's what you should have done.
And kind of in like undramatic fashion. Like I went to that game Monday. It was like 3-1.
They had the walk off.
Yeah, they had a walk off. True.
They had a walk off against.
Yeah.
I went Saturday and Sunday. I like the Ben Brown situation where he had a no hitter going through 6 innings, whereas like Pomerantz opened for him, 9 pitches, and then he came in. Maybe that will work. They still need. Actually, let me ask you this, Dave, because you're a MLB guy and also a pitching guy. So they need a starter, obviously. Do we believe the bullpen is better, or is it because they played bad teams in the month of May or the back half of the month of May? Because that's kind of the question. Is like the whole Palencia has been good as a closer, really good. I think he only gave up, only 1 or 2 runs in 1 outing in the month of May, and Keller obviously being the setup guy. Is this real, or is this, hey, they just played the Rockies, the Reds, the White Sox? Like, we don't know.
I will see. I guess I think their bullpen's kind of trash. There's not a lot.
But it's been really good though. Like May, they were really good.
Presley still makes me so nervous.
April, but he's not closing, so it's like it doesn't make me as nervous. Like April, they were not good. May, they were good. The question is, do you believe that this is what they are now, or is it
somewhere
you still
in the
need to get a bullpen and a starter?
I think that they absolutely need at least. Definitely 1 starter for sure, and then at probably 2 bullpen arms to make an actual like, hey, we're winning the World Series with this core, but you can do that with a bullpen arm. Yeah, you can do that with the bullpen arm. So I fucking, from a baseball fan perspective, I fucking hate that they left third base wide open like they did. I think it was bad for baseball that they didn't, push all their chips in the middle and sign, Bregman or trade.
Bregman's hurt.
But
he's older. I know
he is older, but he's raking before he got hurt. He was raking. He's awesome.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, like, he is older.
To that point, on the flip side, I think that they attacked the bullpen appropriately. And that's like you can add 2 pieces no problem by July, and seamlessly insert them into the pen and off to the races you go. It'd just be awesome if Justin Steele was.
I know.
I mean,
they're doing all this without Steele and Chota.
I know.
Right.
Yeah, their offense is just awesome. Everyone's playing well, and I think obviously PCA is going to not regress, but like he's been out of his mind.
Yeah.
3 hits yesterday too.
Yeah.
That was my question.
He's so electric on the base path too. It's like as soon as he gets on, he's just a problem for everyone.
The regression will be natural, like he's playing out of his mind.
Right. He's leading the league in or not leading the league, but he's like tops in the league in basically everything right now.
I think it'd be foolish not to go grab some bullpen help.
No, I agree. I know
they're going to.
I know they're going to grab bullpen. I'm just saying more like how much do we believe that, because I'm always thinking ahead of how is Crane Kenny or Tom Ricketts going to like not screwed up, but like basically handcuff Jed and like will they believe that like, hey, look, the bullpen's good. But is it because they played against bad teams?
It's not as good as it is right now. It's not as bad as it was in April. It's probably
that's a fair answer. Yeah,
it's probably somewhere in the middle.
It's another arm or 2.
But but it's not good enough. Still, it's not good enough. It's good enough to tread water. It's good enough to
and you can't expect to win every game. 8-5 or 8-6.
Right.
You have to.
But at the same time, though, and I don't want to hold it against them because you're supposed to do this to bad teams. If you still put them against Mookie, Shohei, and Freddie Freeman, like, how good do you feel?
Yeah, you don't feel good at all.
And that's what you got to think about. You got to be thinking of those decisions. You can't just be like, oh, nice, they're beating bad teams. You got to think about, all right, a high leverage situation in September, in October, like, what is it going to look like?
That's why the Steele thing hurts too, because you could, in a high leverage spot, put Ben Brown or Cade Horton as those power arms and to get a couple outs, but. It feels like they just don't have it. They are. I just looked on DraftKings. They're minus 475 to finish with 90+ wins. So
believe it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just don't know how you could look at this team and see what they've been doing because obviously the hitting stood with those good teams. That's there.
It did.
Yeah,
It's
no, they
good
played
enough.
the hardest schedule to start the season. So
Yeah.
when everyone's like, "Oh, they're doing it against the Reds and the Rockies," it's like, well, they also
They already
did it
Yeah.
against good teams as well.
Yep.
And again, I'm a big believer. It's kind of we've talked about this before with when it comes to like the Bears and stuff. Like beating bad teams, I do give you credit for it. Like taking care of business.
For sure.
I'm not. It's not a oh my god, the Cubs kicked the shit out of the Rockies and the White Sox and the Reds. Look how awesome they are. It's no, they're a good team, and good teams are supposed to beat bad teams.
Yeah,
I
you
saw a
beat who's
couple
in
of
front
hot
you.
take
Against
merchants
bad
saying it was a bad sweep against the Rockies.
Wow, because everyone was like,
doesn't
run
matter.
game.
It's-
What
Yeah.
you don't? I mean,
It's Major League Baseball. You can how many times do you see like a plus 300 underdog can win a game?
Yeah.
exactly. I don't understand that. And when you look back, come
The wind was blowing
September,
in, too.
I don't think I've ever heard of a bad sweep.
That's crazy.
Oh no,
Yeah.
I don't want to say his name and drag the guy, but there was a guy on the score who was like, that was a really bad sweep, and I'm like,
that
how
makes no
on
sense.
earth?
That makes no sense. And they took care of business with the Reds because obviously they lost Friday, but
Yeah.
Saturday they just kept on.
They've won like
The
3 of
wind
their
was
last
blowing
15.
in Saturday. It was a tough game. Ellie De La Cruz, I don't know. I would love to talk to a Reds fan and see what they think of him because he's obviously electric, but holy shit, that ball that he just loafed to get Dansby got on base, like that was shocking.
Yeah.
That was shocking defense.
He's got some Puig into him. Is that-
I don't know what, like, it was just crazy to watch it like in front of me. I was just like, what is going on? Because Dansby hits that ball, and you're just like, oh, that's the inning. We're up 1-0. We got to try to figure out a way to scratch and claw this. And it's like, oh shit, he just didn't. He pump faked and also lackadaisically went for it. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Bad situational awareness.
It is.
I didn't even realize this. His Ellie De La Cruz's sister passed yesterday or this weekend.
Oh, well, okay. Well, there you go. That's
And-
good that it came across your desk. So I'm going to give it a pass. Now I'm an asshole.
Oh.
Well,
But that's like they got the right manager in place where
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
you
totally.
Yeah.
think that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
totally.
yeah, that's
That gets
he's dealing
figured
with
out.
shit. That's not great.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a good weekend. Great fucking weather. Oh.
Yeah. It was-
I went on Saturday. My kids bailed on me like 10 minutes before first pitch. They were just like, "Yeah, we don't want to go," and I was like, "All right, I'm not going to drag you." So I went. I hit up Memes, who lives in Wrigleyville. I was like, "Hey, you want to come?" And but he didn't get there till like the 4th or 5th. So I watched the first 4 or 5 innings by myself. It's so much fun going to a baseball game by yourself.
Probably nice.
I do
Not
that
having
a few
to talk,
times a
just
year.
locking in. Oh, it was so great.
Yeah. I get on game time with like if
Yeah.
I'm on my back deck and the weather's nice, I'm just like, I'll pop in.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I walked home
pop
from
in.
Wrigley, and it was just it's a beautiful day.
Little extra room in the seats.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
That's nice.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Met Porter Moser.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
How's
Yeah,
that?
I've met
he's one of
Porter.
Rico's guys.
I've heard he's the man.
I just tweeted. I was like, "Hey Rico, Porter Moser's sitting a couple rows in front of me. Like, do I have an in?" He's like, "He's one of my guys." I guess his son's a big fan, so he saw the tweet, and then Porter came back and
said, "What's up?"
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
I was like, "How often does he text?" And he's like, "He texts. He texts." So
I wonder what kind of text because like the Rico text, you can get like the hammer sets.
yeah,
You can get like the Christmas text. You can get like the hey.
I'll get some once I start. I got Porter's. We exchange information, so I'll get to the bottom of it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know, the keep this under your hat text.
Yeah.
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 He's got a lot of variety of text.
Does he mine for information, Rico?
I don't know if he mines for information from a head coach. I think he does from staff.
Okay. Honestly, staff's a great way to.
Yeah, no, I actually I'll give a compliment to Rico. I think he knows like the protocol not to ask a head coach those type of questions, but he will ask, the ball boy, the training staff.
I never met him in person, but one of my
booster.
best sources ever was the clubby for the Birmingham Barons.
Yeah.
Those are the guys that know where the bodies are buried because they're just cleaning up towels and
Yeah.
don't
Yeah.
mind me, I'm just here, but they hear everything.
Yeah.
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 You're right.
Big time. And Kyle Tucker, I think, will be fine.
Yeah.
I actually was shocked when he had a really awkward slide, and I was like, ooh, that looked bad. But then he stayed in till the 5th inning. And what are they saying? It's a finger? Because I thought he
Something
might
like
have
that.
gotten concussed a little bit.
Yeah.
Because it was like one of those slides that he just kind of slid in weird.
He looked
But yeah, he did stay.
discombobulated.
He did stay through the 5th inning, so I figure it can't be that serious.
X-rays were negative.
Yeah.
So,
Dave, do you take any solace in the fact of how bad the Rockies are, though? Like, this is
9-50.
I was talking to the 108 guys, I think it was off camera, about this, and it is the worst baseball team I've ever seen. I don't know if they'll end up with the record at the end of the year, but I think it'll cheapen how bad the White Sox were last year if the next year someone else was worse. So, like, I want the Rockies to be better.
I mean, it's significant. Like, I was looking it up. The White Sox at this point in the season had 17 wins.
I think it was Friday. If it would have been last year Friday, they would have started like 15-game losing streak or something.
Yeah.
So those records, because they did have the exact same record as the White Sox at this point of the season last year.
No,
really?
they didn't.
No, they do.
No, they don't.
Oh, no, they don't. They don't.
They don't. I looked it up.
Yeah.
The Rockies had the White Sox at this point, I think it was like something like 15 and 36, I want to say, or 37, and the Rockies were 9 and 45. That was good because they were in here last week. It was kind of awkward. I did ask if they ever look at the standings. I made a deal with them. I'm not going to look at the standings. I'm not going to look at their standings.
What'd they say?
They were like, no. And I was like, yeah, probably a good idea.
I
was like, it's probably like looking at the comment section. I don't look at the comment section.
true.
Like, you just can't look at it. So I was like, I will. I was like, you guys don't look at the comment section. I won't look at the standings.
one of them is subjective, the other is objective.
Yeah, right.
Which
But you can't look at those standings. That's you're bad.
they get to be in the show for a year, though.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
How does it happen, though?
It's-
How do you get that bad?
I think that there should be like a obviously relegation's never going to be a thing in North American sports as awesome as I think it would be, but like when is someone in power going to stop stop this from happening?
So relegation will never happen, but it would be interesting if you could figure out a way to make a rule where it's like if you finish last a certain amount of years in a row, it's just an automatic sale of the team. That would be awesome.
That's
Totally.
interesting. Yeah.
Where it's like, hey,
Yeah.
if you're
Yes.
last 4 years in a row, you automatically have to sell the team. There's nothing you can do, legally binding. That would be
I would love that. Love that.
yeah.
Because
that
don't they
would-
kind of have a Wrigley thing going on there where people just go to courses to drink?
Course is awesome.
Course is great.
It's
It's a
awesome.
great park.
I
I've
went
never
out
been
like
yet.
4 or 5 years ago for a full Cubs series, and it was sick.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I've heard.
I don't think
just
it's
like,
to that level, like the Wrigley level, but it's a sweet park. And
Well,
it's
they
like
were
a cool part of
saying when they
town.
played the Yankees, it was just all Yankees fans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
sounds right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds right. What else White Sox related? Tim Elko got sent down, so you're and Mincy's relationship
shit.
is.
Yeah, no, I had to break that news to Mincy that Elko got sent down, and I think that he misconstrued it as I was breaking the news that his father died or something to him, because the look of sheer just horror on his face, the shock, it was
Brutal.
something I don't want to tell anybody, hey, like your father just passed away, but that's what I felt like I was telling Mince, and it made me feel bad. I don't understand it really, like the Andrew Vaughn thing. Sure, like he's
Because he got sent down too.
they both got sent down, so it would have been a weird roster crunch where they would have had to release one of the outfielders that they clearly didn't want to DFA or waive or just outright release. So it was a numbers game, but like give the guy first base and let him hit for the next 400 at bats and see what you got out of him, which is probably nothing.
Yeah, but who cares?
Who cares? And how do you know? Maybe in some weird world he's good for 30 bombs a year. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, he's got the freak strength to do so. I don't know if he can hit big league pitching, but how do you know if he can hit big league pitching if he's in Charlotte? So
I got a question for you,
Yeah.
a little central question. I made a bet this morning. Jack Caglianone,
yep,
saying his name right?
yeah, that's how I say it. Okay,
9-1 AL Rookie of the Year.
So I saw it at 6-1 today. So it's already going down.
Might have been
So you
because
moved
I
the
bet
line.
Yeah.
much on it.
You probably did move the line.
Yeah.
There's
He
not
just
like
got called up by the Royals. He's supposed to be the real deal.
I mean, this is how I described him in a tweet the other. He hit a bomb the other day in AAA wherever he was playing, and he reminds me of like a juiced out of his skull 1999 left-handed power bat that like just eats steroids for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And I mean that in the best way possible. I don't think he's taking steroids. He just reminds me.
Sounded
of,
like you thought he was taking steroids.
No, it's just that's how naturally big and how fucking crazy his bat speed is. I bet you can hear the bat go through the zone when he swings. just like like a lightsaber. He is going to wreak havoc on the AL Central for the next 10 years. I wouldn't be surprised if he is perennially a 40 home run guy with 100 plus RBIs.
Okay.
You put that behind Bobby Witt, that's a terrifying
hell of a 1-2.
1-2 right
Oh,
there.
he's still 9-1 on DraftKings.
It's 9-1.
Yeah, yeah.
I thought it was down to. I thought it was plus 600. I saw. So
No.
yeah, you didn't bet enough.
Jacob
to move the
Wilson
line.
is minus 400.
Are you struggling financially? Did you not like? Did you have to?
I didn't
toe-
bet it. Yeah. Bet it enough.
Maybe just being responsible.
yeah.
That's true. Yeah, I'm proud of you for being
Thank
responsible
you.
there.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
But yeah, I think it's a good bet.
Okay.
He's gonna go fucking bananas these next 4 months.
I don't know how legitimate it was, but I saw some White Sox fans are trying to give Robert a standing ovation just to like fuck with him because he's been so bad.
I mean, I honestly feel bad. Like
He did say Robert would win MVPs one day.
I did. I'm not the only one who said that, though. That wasn't some crazy hot take. I mean, look what he did in the 2021 season. He was like 38 bombs. He hit 300, I want to say.
But how to fall off the rails so fast? Because
I
like
don't
the only
Say that
part
about
of the rebuild.
all of their guys.
But he was the one guy who actually.
And here's the
But
thing.
Eloy hit 30. Moncada finished 5th in MVP, and then they
Yeah.
all suck.
But even in
Fell
their
off a
shitty
cliff.
seasons, he was good.
Yeah.
But
He's a year behind their trajectory.
yeah.
And it doesn't like we've had conversations with people and the like Mankata, Eloy, handful of other guys behind the scenes were bad in the clubhouse and lazy asses as soon as they got paid. From what I gather, from what anybody who's ever played with him or against him has ever told me, Luis Robert works his ass off to like be the best at his craft that he can possibly be. And so to that point, I feel bad for him on a human level because he's legitimately just clueless at the plate right now. He's still playing great defense. He was, I think PCA just passed him in stolen bases, but he's right there at the top of the league in stolen bases. I don't understand it. It's completely mental. I think it's like the swingers version of the yips, I guess. And they held on to him too long. Obviously, they're not going to get shit for him by the deadline. So it sucks for the organization's future. It sucks for Luis. It sucks for everything and everybody involved. But it's White Sox for you.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand how it happens with literally every one of these guys. Every single one, aside from Cease.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it. Dylan Cease is it. I mean, Zach Collins,
Dylan Cease sucks now.
he hasn't been great this year. He doesn't suck.
I mean, he hasn't been good this year.
He hasn't been great.
Organization rot, Dave.
It's just organizational rot. We can go back to that call on who's the rant from that Sox fan last summer.
Mm-hmm.
We can go back to that, but that guy nailed it, and nothing's really changed to my estimation so far. So, yeah, it sucks.
Hey, guys, let's pause. Talk about DraftKings. The NBA Finals are finally here. This is your last shot to win some real cash before the season ends. The simplest way to get in on the action is downloading the Pick 6 app from DraftKings. It's crazy simple. Just pick more or less on the stats for two or more of your favorite players, and boom, you're in the mix for big cash prizes. No gimmicks, no weird rules, just ball. Nail your picks and you're heating up. Pick 6 brings upside with payouts up to 500 times. Ready to make your finals run? Now is the time. Pick 6 is live in a ton of states: Texas, Cali, Georgia, Missouri, and lots more. So if you think like regular gambling is not legal in your state, make sure you check out the Pick 6 app.
I love
Google and see where it's live, because a lot of the places it's different. Like I just said, Texas, Cali, Georgia, and Missouri are four of them.
Yep. I love it for baseball too.
Yeah, it's good. I'm excited to do it for the finals on Thursday. And get this, the all-new Pick 6 customers will instantly get $50 in bonus picks on just a $5 entry. So don't miss your last shot to win some cash this NBA season. Download the DraftKings Pick 6 app right now and use code StretchPod. That's code StretchPod. New customers play $5, get $50 in bonus picks instantly. Ride the upside only on DraftKings Pick 6. The crown is yours. Also, guys, Lou Malnati's is teaming up with Frank's Red Hot for a fiery new creation, the Buffalo Chicken Pizza. You've heard about us talk about it by now. You've seen us eat it as well. We've done stuff on Instagram. I dropped a video on the YouTube. It's good stuff. Every kind of week that I go by, more people are like, "Hey, that's really good."
Yeah.
I've gotten a lot, yeah.
Yeah, everyone's like, "Hey, that's legit. That's not just a gimmick. Let's try to sell some pizzas out there. Yes,
Yeah.
this is a legitimate pizza that I hope they keep on the menu for a long time.
I do too.
Yeah, so it's the first official Frank's Red Hot Buffalo Chicken Pizza. It features Lou's signature buttery crust, a house-made ranch and hot sauce blend, shredded chicken, mozzarella, and a drizzle of the secret sauce. It's bold, creamy, and packed with flavor, a perfect pairing of two iconic brands. You can pick it up or delivery at LouMalnati's.com. Visit LouMalnati's.com and order your Buffalo Chicken Pizza and all your deep dish favorites. I'm serious. You got to try this thing by now.
No, it's the best.
It is worth it.
You know what? It's like a good summer pizza too.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
That's actually a great descriptor of it. It's a really good summer pizza.
Yeah.
It is. So go get your Blue Malnati's and be happy. Bears-wise, Caleb came out, talked about the report, said all the right things, wanted to be here.
Yeah.
I thought he handed it to a T perfectly. Perfection.
Yeah, it's
Across
open
the
and
board.
shut to me. I don't really.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it was weird that there was. So I actually think that it was one of those weird situations where the national media wanted Bears fans to be upset about the Seth Wickersham report. I think we all agreed in here. It was like nothing that was said in there was wrong.
Right.
Or surprising.
Yeah.
But then there was like people were mad that some of the beat reporters asked Caleb pointed questions. I also think that's not wrong because there's nothing to talk about right now.
Yeah.
Like you're going to talk about it. And credit to the Bears for actually addressing it. Ben Johnson addressed it.
He opened
2
his
weeks
statement
ago.
with it.
Yeah, Ben
Yeah.
Johnson
Yeah.
addressed it 2 weeks ago. That maybe that's something different because it does feel like one of those stories that would just linger and linger and linger, and then it wouldn't get talked about for a long time.
They beat around the bush with it,
Right.
and it'd be awkward.
Yeah, so I'm happy
yeah.
they just put it to bed.
Yeah.
Caleb's just in that zone, I think, as well, where people just don't want to like him.
Correct.
Yeah, I think so.
They don't
And they want to
like
make
him.
fun of the Bears. So they
Yes.
see the report and they're like, haha, Bears. It's like, if you read it, he was like, Matt Eberflus and Shane Waldron stink.
Yeah.
If
And he was right.
he said it right off the rip, if he came out of those meetings as like, those are the two guys that I wanna put my career in their basket, that's the problem.
Right.
Yeah.
That's the problem. That means that he's an idiot too.
And there's and I don't have any problem with Carl Williams either because like it's just weird that people don't. I think they think that like an athlete doesn't have normal, like everyone's relationship with their parents is complicated at some level.
Yeah.
So it's like his dad is gonna want the best for his son. His son's got to learn how to be his own person, which I think he's proven that he can be, and he said that in the. He basically addressed that head on. He was like, yeah, my dad has ideas for me. I have to I listen to him, but at the end of the day, like I can't do everything he says, that's a totally normal
That's gross.
23-year-old thing to have happen.
Yeah.
Like
I also think it's completely off the field. Like people just don't want to like him for the nails and the crying. And,
Yeah.
and not saying.
And also, I mean, we're complicit as a fan base of like being like he's going to be awesome right away.
For sure,
We
and
definitely pumped our own tires, and people love to shit on anyone who does that and is wrong. Which hand up, we were that.
yeah, and he hasn't like he had a good year, but he hasn't accomplished anything throughout 1 year. Obviously, they didn't make the playoffs. They were a bad team.
And
It's not
Jaden Daniels, like
correct, and
that's
like
part of the equation too.
people just want to root for more guys like that, and I get it. He was awesome, or Drake May. People love him, and I think it's hard. It's weird to compare it because Jason Tatum won an NBA championship, but it almost reminds me of that, where people just don't really like Tatum as a person. I know there are basketball flaws in there too.
Different in that Tatum, I feel like Tatum is like a lack of personality, whereas Caleb is like too much personality.
Yeah, but regardless, it's off the field,
Yeah.
off the court kind of shit.
Yeah.
I think where the
Yeah, there's no.
They
He's
find
never done
problems.
anything.
Yes.
Caleb has never done anything bad where you're like,
Yes.
this guy's a bad guy.
yes,
It's just eccentric.
Same with- yeah,
Weird.
exactly.
Like
Yeah.
I don't mean that in a weird way or in a bad way. He's just kind of
Same
weirdo.
with Tatum, exactly.
We're all
So
weirdos in
that's
our
that.
own way.
There's some OTA nuggets you were looking to talk about.
Me?
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Did we talk about that? But it sounds like left tackle's open. He said that Ozzy Trapillo is going to have like a real shot to
And it
compete.
looks like it's OTAs granted,
Yeah.
but it sounds like he's performing well.
Yeah, and then did you guys happen to see Tyson Bagans? He sat down on some podcast.
I saw clips.
Oh,
of
with
it, yeah.
Cap, yeah.
Yeah. And he's just like, the long and short of it is like, we were not coached like that. It's like, that's the same theme over and over. It's like, like when Ben Johnson comes in, it's like, he's drilling everybody on, doesn't matter what the defense is. This is your assignment. It's
Right.
almost like the Belichick, like, do your job. And it's like, wow, like that's kind of refreshing to see too. So it does, again, not getting excited, but it does feel very different than it has in the past.
Because it is.
Yeah.
I think it is.
Ooh.
I think it is from a standpoint from last year, not the past. Last year it is different.
No,
for sure.
it is. It's different in terms of a coach who feels like he is a true alpha and trying to put his mark on the franchise, his identity. Whether it ends up being translates to wins will be the big test. But I do think that so far it feels different.
Is it different in the respects of did we finally find our guy? Who knows?
Yeah.
Correct.
Is it different from the respect I know that Ben Johnson will be a better coach than Matt Eberflus?
Yes.
Yes.
Even like Eric, like he's got a good staff. Like Randall L, Eric Bieniemy. Like,
Dennis Allen's an incredible defensive
Dennis
coordinator.
Allen too.
Yeah, I saw fucking
got kind of an
Bieniemy
all-star staff.
was like motherfucking Manangai, the Rutgers running back. Yeah.
Are we signing Nick Chubb?
I don't
Like that
I don't
whole
know. That's-
storyline just kind of died down.
There's
Well,
like
I saw there was like a report that there was something on the calendar, like he had to hit a threshold and then he's going to be released or something. I don't know.
Okay.
free agency just kind of stunted.
They do need. I want another running back.
I would too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think like
I agree.
if they cut this kid, I wouldn't be surprised.
The Rutgers.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like,
7th round pick.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But like it's weird. I know running back is a position where you can
Yeah.
find good value that late, but still.
And that's like another thing where, like, that's if you pick him in the 7th round, that means everybody passed on him 6 times.
There's a lot of running backs.
And there's a lot of running backs. So it's like, even if you cut him, like, that doesn't mean you can't sneak him onto your practice squad.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm not worried about the 7th round running back, Monagai or whatever his name is, but it's just like I do want like a guy, a premier like running back.
I'd take a shot at Nick Chubb.
I
Yeah,
would
for
too.
sure. Yeah.
No doubt.
Not
Your
really.
prove it deal?
What?
One
Well,
year
yeah. I mean,
prove it
he's.
deal?
I don't. It's not even a prove it
Prove
deal.
it,
'Cause
yeah,
it's the end of the end
Yeah,
of
it's
his
a flyer.
career.
Yeah.
It's just like,
Flyer.
hey, does he have
Prove that
anything
you're
left
still-
back?
yeah.
In the, in
Yeah.
the
Prove you
tank?
could play for 3 to
Yes.
4 more years.
Yes.
That's what I meant by that.
Yeah.
My last note is I'm with you. I'm excited for the NBA Finals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm excited for it.
I don't think. I think the Thunder are far better than the Pacers, but
Far
it doesn't. I mean, you could have said that about the Pacers in at least 2 of the 3 series
Yes.
they played, maybe even all 3, depending on what you thought about Giannis and the Bucks. But they're just fun, and I looked up the stat: the 2 best teams since January 1st in the NBA are the Thunder and the Pacers. So I think a lot of the Pacers stuff happened where they had a very clunky start to the season with some injuries and just not starting well, and then everyone kind of was like, whatever.
Yeah.
Or, like, they've done the traditional climb, and obviously there's been injuries in the Eastern Conference, but they've done the climb of they went to the Eastern Conference last year, they got the shit kicked out of them. Now they climb back up the hill.
Yeah.
I
I don't want to see anybody who's been like complaining about the NBA be mad about this finals. 'Cause
No.
the Pacers did everything exactly how it should be.
And
they built
Thunder,
their team.
too.
They didn't build their team off of a bunch of
Right.
number 1 picks. They actually are kind of the opposite of
or
Thunder.
free agency. Yeah.
Thunder built it a lot with drafting obviously an incredible trade with SGA, but both teams were built correctly, not in the luxury tax. It's cool to see.
Yes, they flipped
It also
their
makes me
star
mad
who
at
they
the
drafted.
Bulls, because it's just like,
But that's
this
kind of what
can
I'm
be done.
That's what I'm getting at. They flipped their star, Paul George,
Correct.
for Oladipo and Sabonis. They flipped Sabonis for Halliburton. They traded picks and more to get Siakam. Who
They
won.
built a roster around
Yes.
Halliburton.
They hired a fucking top 5 coach. They did it the right way.
They did. And Caruso, I am personally rooting for Caruso.
yeah.
You're
Yeah.
a big Caruso guy.
How could you not be?
Yeah.
He's like everything you want.
When he's guarding the 5, you're just like,
right.
the
He's
fucking best.
and he
Yeah.
played his balls off for some bad Bulls.
Yep.
Yeah, he did.
Like he never stopped playing hard.
And he was so wasted on the Bulls.
Yeah.
Right.
Seeing him get his moment in this playoffs has been great.
Yeah.
Did you see Rosillo's take that this is like the Pacers are a AAA version of the Thunder? Do you agree with that?
Nah. AAA version of the Thunder.
Like just slightly worse version.
Yeah, I mean they are not.
Like they
The
play
Thunder are
similar.
really, really good, and the
Yeah.
Thunder are. I mean, they have 80 wins, and they have the MVP. Like Shea is on the way to submitting one of the best seasons like ever in terms of like if you just look at statistics and team success. If they finish the job here and he wins NBA Finals MVP, it's going to be like that was one of the best seasons we've ever seen.
I find him exceptionally likable too. Like every time he's on the mic.
Shea?
Yeah.
That's interesting because a lot of people are turning on.
Well,
him for
people
being
get mad about the foul baiting, and I get that. It's not the crazy thing is he doesn't have even close to the most free throw attempts like through this point in the playoffs of like some of these other guys. It's just that sometimes in games he will react like he got murdered.
Yeah.
And then you'll show the replay and you're like, he didn't really get murdered. But I'm not bothered by him as much as everyone else.
The free throw merchant is what they're calling him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But again, he's taken way less free throws
Yeah.
than a lot of his contemporaries.
It's like he didn't invent flopping in
Yeah.
the NBA.
My gut says it's going to be Oklahoma City in 5, but
Yeah.
I hope
that seems about right.
I hope the Pacers could somehow.
Vegas.
Listen, the Pacers do play a weird style. It's just the fact that the Thunder's defense is so elite that they can throw so many guys at everyone. They just have like a pack of dogs on the perimeter. And then Chet Holmgren blocking shots. Like, that's a mismatch. Obviously, Miles Turner's not like I don't think that will be a problem for Chet. So
Have the Pacers had the same ownership because if you look at, like, they've had very good teams. Like, they had the team that lost to the Lakers in the early 2000s, and they tear that down, and they come back with like the Roy Hibberts. They just ran into LeBron.
Malice in the Palace year, they were the
that
year.
year,
That year. Finals.
Yeah.
No, they I saw a stat. It was since 2012. There's like been, I don't know, 6 or 7 teams that haven't paid the luxury tax. The Pacers being one of them. I think the Pacers have more playoff wins combined than the other 6 teams that didn't pay the luxury tax. They have 51 playoff wins since
Incredible.
2012 without paying the luxury tax.
Has Jerry been in the luxury tax?
Yeah, no, we've got the Bulls
Yeah,
have gone to the luxury
It's
tax.
been years.
Yeah,
though,
yeah,
since-
yeah.
It's been
I know he's averse to
quite a
doing
few
that
years
even
since
with the
then.
Bulls, which is outrageous.
Yeah.
Any note on the Cup Finals before we take off here?
The Cup Finals. I just can't imagine anyone beating the Panthers.
It's wild too, right? They came out round 1. It's like, oh, maybe they're just really
Exhausted.
tired.
Yeah.
It's very hard to win back to back.
Yeah, they just look so awesome.
And then they just got a new fucking strength.
They go beast mode in the playoffs where they just bully, like, they right from the get-go against Carolina, you're like, this series is over. And like Carolina has been to this round. I think they've been in the conference finals like three years in a row, and they just get swept or win one game every time. So I don't know. I'm like torn because I would love to see McDavid win it, but Stan Bowman's their GM, and I don't want him to like get another ring when like the team was already built for him.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're on paper, like I don't think they're as good as they were last year because he lost a couple of free agents. But it's like McDavid and Draisaitl are so fucking good. Like McDavid deserves a cup. Stan does not, and that's where my thing is. But I just think Florida's so fucking good.
Yeah.
Like it's like everyone hated Seth Jones here. He's been awesome for them, and they have everything that you want in a team. Like they're big, they're fast, they're physical. They do what it takes, and I think they'll find a way to win it again. So they were up 3-0 last year, and then almost pissed it away. I don't think it's going to go 7. I think I would say Panthers in 6.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's running it back though. It brings intrigue for sure.
Yeah, I mean, it's the storyline of the whole Crosby lost to the Red Wings, then won the next year. Gretzky lost to the Islanders, then won the next year. McDavid lost to the Panthers, touches the trophy.
Yep.
Yeah.
I like it for that.
For sure.
I'm hoping that the Oilers. I'm rooting for the Oilers.
Is there a hostess situation right now where someone's been on both teams and then they lost both?
Oh, no, I don't think
No.
so.
Did you see the crazy Jágr stat?
What was it? No.
This is the 45th consecutive Stanley
yeah.
Cup final where a teammate of Jaromir Jágr's playing.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
45 years.
That's
crazy. Yeah.
Obviously, some of them were not, like, when they played in the final in the 80s, they were not his teammate yet.
Right.
But still.
Yeah. It's
He ended up being
1
teammates
degree of
with them.
separation from everyone because he
Yeah.
played for, and then like
I think it's Barkov is the one who's carrying
still
it. Right now.
okay.
Yeah.
But it's like at the peak of his powers, he was just like one of the KHL.
Yeah.
So like he had 3 years when he was the best player in the world, where I think he was getting like $20 million a year to play in the KHL, and then came back.
Yeah.
So it's like even like his career, he's a top 5 player ever, and I feel like people just don't talk about him as much. Enough rather.
They should.
Yeah.
Have you guys watched the Brett Favre doc yet?
Yeah, it was awesome.
On Netflix?
I haven't.
All right, can we make that? Can we talk about it
It
next
was
week?
awesome. Yeah, I
Was
mean,
it
he
good?
was
I've
literally
actually kind of
well, it was just an
avoided
hour of him being a scumbag.
That's
Okay. So
there was nothing
they did
nice.
a welfare
there was
scandal too?
nothing nice
Okay.
about it.
All right, well, let's do it.
Literally nothing nice.
It's called Untold, The Fall of Favre. It's an hour. Everyone watch it, and we'll get into it next week.
Yeah.
Even the fucking
So this
there
will be-
was one line that you guys watch it, but like when Deanna Favre had cancer, one of the beat reporters in Green Bay was asked to write Brett Favre the Family Man story, and he was like, "I don't write fiction." It was brutal for Brett Favre.
I'm excited to watch it now.
Yeah,
I'm excited to watch
it was just like there wasn't
This guy
one part
sucks.
where it was not one part where it's like, oh man, he's sick.
Here's a question for you: who do you hate more between the two, Rodgers or Favre?
They're so different, but you hate them.
Well, I think Rodgers also like Favre. What he's become is like
scumbag.
Yeah, kind of like
right.
evens it out. Where it's just like
I'm talking
he's a
back
bad
when
guy.
like
Rodgers is weird, but he's not like there's nothing Rodgers has done that you're like he's a bad person.
right.
Mm-hmm.
He's just a fucking-
the whole
just like
I'm
darkness.
retiring. I'm coming back. I'm retired. That drove me so insane when I was 15 years old. Or
How do you think Ed
whatever.
Werder felt?
Yeah,
Hated him.
he's camped out on his lawn.
Corey Wooten. Thank God for that man.
Yeah, he put him in
the
Earth's
fucking
core.
grave
Terry
forever.
Bradshaw
Yeah.
fucking smoked Rodgers. Did you see that? That
No.
was
Oh.
crazy.
What do you say?
He's like, I think the Steelers. I think this is beyond reprehensible. Like, tell that guy to just stay in California. and eat
Didn't
trade-
Rodgers say though that he's had some like family shit he's been dealing with?
I
I'm
didn't-
pretty sure he said
maybe.
something
Always
like
dealing
could've.
with family shit.
No, I think he like someone close to him might have cancer,
Oh.
so it's like
Right.
kind of like he's trying to figure out if he's going to actually play. It's not totally a traditional like I'm trying to hold everyone hostage.
Yeah. Do we know if is the Steelers offer on the table?
It has to be. They don't. I mean, they're not
Have
going
a quarterback.
going in
Yeah.
with Mason Rudolph is
Will
pretty
Howard.
insane. Yeah,
Yeah. He told him to stay in California.
Tough year for
Eat tree
coming up
bark.
for Jerry.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. They need Rodgers.
yeah.
They do.
He'd be pretty good there too.
Yeah,
He would be good there. I think.
I mean,
DK. Yeah. I mean, they'd be good. All right, then. That's it.
okay.
that's it.
All right. Thanks, everybody. We will see you guys on Friday.